Hey there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here. I am so happy that you have joined us today for a weekly reading. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I hope you like my setup. I'm doing this for the month of October. Wanted to change things up again. I really feel the positive, heightened change in energy here. So I figured I'd put more of a fall-y Halloween type theme. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. For those of you who've never seen this, it's a new setup. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. I haven't done this intro in a while now. I'm just like going crazy here. To my subscribers, thank you so very much for your love and support. I cannot thank you enough for supporting this channel and for, putting positivity into this channel. It's growing quite a bit, and I am so grateful to each and every one of you, not only for subscribing, but for making these amazing comments and for the views. And I know some of you are watching my videos more than once, and I know they're lengthy, but they're lengthy for a reason. So I am so grateful for your time in watching these videos, and I'm so grateful to all of you, especially those who've subscribed and who keep coming back to my channel to give me that love and support. I send you so many blessings and so much love for that. I am truly grateful, not only to have this channel, but to be able to do this work for you. So yeah, the only thing that I have left to say is, if you would like a personal reading with me, go ahead and check out the description box below for that information. Or you can go to capellawellness.com, check out the service suite or the packages that I offer. All right, guys, with that being said, happy Halloween. Let's get into your reading. Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. How are you doing? How's it going? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are having a great week. I wish you a great week, a great weekend. And I'm always sending you many blessings and much love. All right, Capricorn, if you haven't noticed already, I changed my setup for the month of October. I'm already liking it. The readings are coming out awesome. Changed a lot of my decks out. So it's always good to start something fresh, especially when we begin, when we start a new month. All right. So Capricorn, if you've never been here before, what we're going to do is we're going to see what your overall theme is for the week, what you need to focus on, what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth, because that's what it's all about. Stick around to the end so you can see what is coming to you with regards to love, what your wellness tip of the week is, some spirit guidance, and then we will close out this reading with a super attractor card to give it a little boost. All right, Spirit says we are ready. I also highly recommend watching any other videos. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be mine, but anything that show up on your YouTube feed and you feel drawn to, there's a message for you in that video, okay? They wanted me to say that. Anyway, Capricorn, what is your overall theme for this week? Spirit guides and angels, please and thank you. Alrighty, we got a few here. We have Strangely Lonely and the Winged Seer. Number 17 with Strangely Lonely, holding on way too tight. And then we've got number 12, the Winged Seer, you see clearly, clairvoyance. All right, bottom of the deck. Some of the other signs, I think all earth signs would have gotten this. Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch, count your blessings. Okay, so we'll start off with this because they want me to start off with the bottom of the deck. So with this card, guys, Spirit is calling for you to be more grateful for what you have instead of what you don't have. When you focus on what you are lacking, and you're comparing yourself to others, and you're focusing what other people are having, whether it's with their love life or money or lifestyle, you are telling God, it's like, well, you want what they have when I've given you this already and you're unappreciative of it. It's like when you are, you're focusing so much on not having something, you're expressing to the universe that you don't really want what the universe is trying to give you. You don't really want things to change. Because not counting your blessings ties into lower vibrational energies, right? Especially if you're too overly focused on material things, on the 3D world, that's tied to the devil energy. And when we're focusing on that devil energy that's low vibrational, we don't allow that light to come in. If we want the money, if we want the career, we want the love of a lifetime, we have to be in alignment with it. This type of energy, I mean, look, there's no color in this card. She looks very sad. It's like she feels like the life has been sucked out of her. She needs to learn how to color her world. And when you do that, when your vibration goes up, then your life is more colorful. And that ties into being grateful for what it is that you have, because God is trying to bring you that abundance. Yet if you were stuck in this energy, especially when you feel like your energy is depleted, and, look at what's behind her. There's no harvest there. And she's in this energy. Why? Because that's all she's focusing on. Like attracts like. That's how it works. It's the law of attraction. And when we don't see that, if you're watching this, Capricorn, you have internet, you have a phone, an iPad, a laptop, whatever you're watching this on, you have the phone service. You probably have something to eat every day. You may have a working car. You may have a job. And even if you don't have a job, because I'm feeling some of you either lost a job or you don't have a job anymore, the job you have is not fulfilling. It's up to you to change your circumstances. It's up to you to start really being appreciative of what the things that God has given you, especially with your gifts. Who you are as a person, because God made us individually unique for a reason. We all have something to bring to the table. We all have something to give to the world. We don't have to be comparing ourselves like, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that like somebody else does. I'm not where somebody else is. But if you think somebody's, living a better life, you may have to watch that, because maybe they're wearing a mask. Or even if people who've achieved like this wonderful life, and you're like, how did they get there? How are they so happy all the time? How are they so zen? How do they look the way that they do? Because I'm getting a sense here that maybe there are people that who are much older than you, but people think you're older and they're younger. There's something here. It's like I'm hearing somebody like has like a sister or something like that, or a brother, and the sister brother always looks better, I just was told, or they look younger. And you might be the younger sibling, but you're looked at as the older sibling. This is what I'm getting for some of you. This is really strange because that just popped up, all right? And it makes you feel like this. That's for somebody here. And it's like, well, somebody else has all this stuff. Now, there are people who exude this vibrance about them, right? You can feel it. If you feel it, trust your gut, then yeah, if that person is like that, don't compare yourself to that, because you know what? Those people have gone through a lot of shit, and they did the hard work, and they started to flip it around, and they started to be a lot more appreciative. I was in the same boat. I was so overly focused on what everyone else was doing. I wanted that life. I wanted this relationship. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have whatever. And God was like, okay, Jess, but I've given you this job that makes a lot of money. I've given you great health. I've given you, your son. I've given you the house that you're in. You eat food, meals a couple of times a day. You have a working car. You see what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I need to change my mindset. And once I started doing my gratitude prayers and I started focusing more on what I do have, because it could all be way worse, guys. There are people in the world who would love to be in your shoes right now, believe it or not. You have people out there who don't know where the next meal is coming from. You have people in war-torn countries. I'm sure you've seen it all over the news and stuff. So make sure that when you start realizing this, and you start saying, okay, thank you, God, for this. Every day, thank God for something. Then God starts to see that, okay, Capricorn, now I see that you're appreciative of this. You enjoy having this. You're happy, you're content with this. Even though you don't have that, you know what happens when you shift your mindset, Capricorn? You get more of the high vibrational things. And usually God gives you things that you didn't even think about that are great blessings. All right. So with that underlying theme for your theme, that's a big thing why they wanted me to start off with that. Now, yes, some of you with this card here, this is about, some of you feel alone. And yes, some of you are focusing a lot on relationships. Or some of you are holding on too tightly to a relationship that is not even serving you. And you feel like that girl, the ghost of the pumpkin patch, right? You're in this connection, maybe because of money, maybe because you've been with the person for a long time, maybe because you don't want to step out of your comfort zone. It's time to step out of your comfort zone, Capricorn. It's time for you to learn what alone and lonely are. They're very different things. You can be alone and not feel lonely. It's like me. I don't have a partner yet. I'm waiting for God to finalize certain things. He knows better than I do when that's supposed to happen, and I just continue to do my light work and I continue to push forward. And be grateful for how far I've come on my journey so that I am not codependent. I'm seeing Two of Cups in the reverse, where some of you may be too codependent, on relationships, thinking that relationships need to validate you, thinking that you need somebody to hold your hand all the time, to be there for you when shit hits the fan, right? To be there for you when you're like, oh, I feel so invisible. I feel like I have nothing without a relationship. For some of you, this is about really focusing on yourself and your evolution of the soul, your growth, to help you to become impenetrable and become unstoppable and become stronger, because you are being called for a mission, like Judgment card. And they want you to be interdependent, not codependent. Codependency is low vibrational energy, guys. So for some of you, remember, this is a general reading, okay? This is not a personal reading, but there is something here for you because you were led to this video. But make sure that unhealthy ego, it doesn't stop you from heeding the guidance being given. If you guys are continuing to go in this cyclic pattern, you're not learning your karmic lessons, kind of like the Wheel of Fortune or the Justice card. If you're not learning your karmic lessons, you're going to continue to be in this never-ending pattern. And you will continue to feel like the ghost of the pumpkin patch. You'll stay in the low vibrational energies. That's just how it works. There's something that you have to let go of. This is like Four of Pentacles energy. You are really holding on to something way too much. You need to release whatever this is, Capricorn. It's gotta go. And for some of you, it's relationships, or maybe you are single, right? You don't have anybody and you feel super lonely. You're trying to hold on to something, or maybe there's somebody in in your energetic field that, you know, it could be a counterpart, because maybe some of you are like counterparts / twin flames. I was guided not to utilize the phrase twin flame. So they told me to use light counterparts. It's the same journey, guys. They just did not want me to use that label. And I don't like using labels anyway, but they wanted me to do that to kind of help people understand this, what this journey is. Now, those of you who have counterparts, or you're in a kind of like counterpart journey, we don't need our masculines to hold us over. That defeats the purpose of the journey. You're supposed to gain your strength on your own and heal on your own. That makes you stronger. When you are alone, that's when God does his greatest work. And I will tell you from experience, me learning to not be codependent on relationships was a very huge thing for me, because I was not standing in my power and I was allowing people to walk over me like a doormat. And I had to stop running to people or finding, even like friendships, you know, something would go wrong. I wasn't able to deal with it on my own. I didn't look to God. I looked to other people. God wants you to look to him and not to others, because God is essentially the one that gives us what we need. So there's like a huge lesson here with getting closer to God and saying, instead of trying to go find someone and, oh my gosh, you know, I don't like being lonely. But why is that? It seems like for some of you Capricorns, there's more spiritual, there's more inner work to do. And there's nothing wrong with that, because this is a journey. Look, I've been through the same thing. It's in my chart. A lot of my karma had to do with relationships, and my ancestral patterns dealt a lot with unhealthy marriages, imbalanced marriages, marriages that really weren't that harmonious. And I kept finding myself into those relationships. I was afraid of being alone. Don't be Nine of Swords where you think you're the only person on the planet and you can't get through this, but this is where you build your strength, guys, because this is preparing you for whatever mission you have. Maybe some of you, what's the card behind this? Yeah, some of you, it could even be something with holding on too tightly to a job that's not serving you, right? Maybe it's taking all away of your energy. Maybe you love the money so much, but you don't have a social life, or you're working so hard and you feel like her. It's like you feel like you're wasting away, because she's kind of semi-invisible. There's no harvest back there. It's completely barren. It's so dry. It's like, God forbid, there could be a brush fire from the results of this. You know what I mean? We got to release whatever this is. And yeah, some of you, it's codependencies on relationships. Others of you, it's about a job. Some of you might be holding on too much to material wealth. Some of you are resisting change. But you will continue to be the ghost of the pumpkin patch, Capricorn, if you stay in that energy and you don't take the steps to change your environment, to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet, kind of like Queen of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. This is also holding on to the life that you know now because it's so comfortable to you, your belief systems about love, about money, about life in general. But the more you hold on to it, the more you try to control the wheel of fortune, the more you start losing yourself, right? Because it's like you start to become more invisible. And the more color is drained from your life, some of you don't know who you are anymore. You're wondering why you're holding on to things so tightly with whatever this is. It's like some of you are holding on too much to the material world, and some of you are very psychic because we have this card. You see clearly, clairvoyance. Some of you can really see what's going on in your situation or the situations with others, but you're resisting heeding that guidance. It's time to tap more into your spiritual side. Letting go of the world you once knew. It's kind of like the death card here. And start tapping more into this energy here, because a lot of you have these abilities. Actually, from what I know, a lot of people have these abilities. It's just a matter of them tapping into that. You know why? Because we're all God within. We all have these very significant spiritual gifts. This is about really looking into things more clearly, kind of like the hangman energy, where you need to look at things from a different angle and start asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I grabbing on so tight? It's like you're on a roller coaster. You keep going on this roller coaster and it's tossing and turning you around, and all of these helixes and loop-de-loops and everything, and it's going at an incredibly fast speed, and you're like, I want to get off. And sometimes it slows down, but you've held on to the bar so tightly that your bar, the hands have become glued to the bars, and you can't pry yourself off of that. You have to see things from your mind's eye and start looking into that and saying, you know what? Well, instead of me just releasing this when it slows down, how else can I get off this roller coaster? There's something that I need to change. I'm hearing getting off the hamster wheel again with the Wheel of Fortune. And sometimes with this card, it also talks about other people are hiding the truth from you, or you're hiding the truth from yourself. There's something, it's like you're being given divine guidance again, like the High Priestess. You innately know something. You have this clairvoyance, Capricorn. And some of you are very, very gifted. Again, High Priestess, I'm seeing. They really want you to utilize those gifts for the greater good of humanity, I was told. You know who's lying to you. You know who's wearing a mask. You know when something is off. You got to start trusting in that. Start going by what you feel, what you see in your mind's eye. Some of you need to unblock your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. Pay attention to those downloads and insights, Capricorn, because they're giving you the answers to your problems. They're helping you to understand why you're doing what you're doing, why you might be so tied to the 3D world, kind of like the Devil card, why you're afraid of letting go. And some of you know why you are afraid of letting go. Some of you know why you're so attached to the material world, but you don't want to admit it. You don't want to face reality. You don't want to face the truth. You have to look more deeply within. And I do feel for a lot of you, you already know. And I'm hearing some of you have gotten so many messages with the same thing. People have told you, whether it's through readers or somewhere else, or maybe even, you know, your guides and your angels and your ancestors. But some of you are not allowing yourself to tap more into like the 5D realm, is what I'm getting with that winged seer card. Okay. Some of you, you have intuition on point, but there's something, there's some missing something here, and some of you are getting the same messages over and over and over, and you're resisting that change. You don't want to face the truth. Some of you have been heartbroken before, and yes, some of you are holding on to like love. You want this love in your life. But if you feel like the ghost of the pumpkin patch, that low of a vibration, you can't attract that love of a lifetime. It's not a vibrational match. That's why it's so important for you to focus on yourself first, to elevate your vibration. That's why they really want you to start getting more into spirituality, like the 5D realm type of energy here. It's time to utilize whatever spiritual gifts you were given and start focusing on mastering that, and maybe building a business out of that, like Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Utilizing that light within, that those spiritual gifts that you're given, so you can showcase that to the world. You were meant to do that. Be grateful for having those abilities. Some of you are empaths and you don't like being an empath, but there's a really great gift. Some of you might be Heyoka, I believe, empaths, which is the most powerful one. There's at least one person here who's one of those empaths. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's called Heyoka. Use it to your advantage. Okay. Some of you have that. What is it that Capricorn needs to focus on for this week? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you, your support and your clarity. Well, yeah, see, I was talking about heartbreak, like the relationship. There's no love. Some of you don't have love in your life. This is not to focus on the heartbreak. This is about focusing on healing your broken heart. This is the Three of Bats. Let me go back. The bats represent swords, so this is the Three of Swords card. You probably already were able to tell because of the heart there. All right? This is the Three of Swords. What was I talking about healing or focusing on the self? When you are in this energy, right, it depletes you. You have a colorless world. It's very mundane. It's very boring. It's the same thing over and over. And you're just like, when is it going to end? But if you don't do something with healing from this, you're going to continue to be in this low vibrational energy that comes with the Three of Swords. Now, there's a beautiful thing with this, because heartbreak happens because it gets us to see God. Okay, so God has us go through heartbreak because he's removing those people, those situations, those relationships from our lives so that this can heal. And you can call in the divine love, the love of a lifetime. If we are in Three of Bats all the time, Three of Swords, that's low vibrational energy. We dim our light. We mope around. We're sad all the time. We're disappointed with not having love in our life. We're disappointed with the way the world is. But if we're not doing anything about it, you're going to continue to be disappointed. If you don't change your life, if you don't level up, if you don't raise your vibration, you will continue to attract more heartbreak, especially if you keep going back into something where it gives you this. Why would you do that? Why are you holding on to it so much? And some of you, it has to do with codependencies. Some of you are afraid to be alone. You know how many people are afraid to be alone? I was one of them, raising my hand. But solitude brings about incredible strength. And I said, God does his greatest work when you live a life of solitude. And that's why people become so strong. And then they also, because that ties into everything else, raising their vibration. They're living an amazing life because they know that nothing will bring them down. They know that God is always there. They know when this might surface and they stay away from this type of energy. We have to pull out those swords. Even though there aren't swords here, we have to pull out those swords from this. Heart healing is a huge focus for you guys. And don't hold on to things that give you this energy, guys. That's why some of you are low vibrational. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you going to stay? Because it's comfortable? Because you're afraid of losing someone? Because you're afraid of losing something? If it's meant for you, it comes back to you, Capricorn. But always know that God has this happen to remove the negative energies from our life so that the positive can come in. So we can, again, have that love of a lifetime. And we gain a lot of strength as we heal. And when we learn to heal our own hearts, we can heal others. That's the whole point. We're all here to help, support, to learn, to grow, to evolve, and we're supposed to teach that to others. We're all supposed to help each other heal. That raises the vibration of the planet. And this ties to your heart chakra, right? When your heart chakra is blocked and it's dark, you're blocking your own abundance. You're blocking yourself from what God is waiting to give you. But the darkness is not in alignment with the light. God is of the light. All of these amazing things in life, to include true love, are of divine love. It's the divine light. It's God. It's the frequency of unconditional love, the highest frequency of all. If your heart is in this darkness and sorrow and pain, darkness, sorrow, and pain tied to what? The devil energy. You see how that's not in alignment? This is why it's so important to heal this first. And then, those storms start to clear. You have a lot more light shining in your life. And even if a little bit of darkness comes in, you enjoy the storm, right? It's kind of like, I have this saying on my wall in my bedroom that says, I'm looking at it, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. And we have the Empress. What was I talking about? I said the Empress. This is the bottom of the deck. This is you finding your own worth. But you do that when you are alone. Somebody else is not going to make you feel that worth. No one else should be validating that worth. Validating your skills, your abilities, how beautiful, how handsome you are, how intelligent you are. We should stop seeking validation outside of ourselves. This is exactly what I had to learn. That's why I was so codependent, because I needed for somebody, especially in romantic relationships, I needed somebody to tell me, oh, Jess, you're so beautiful and you're so this. And then, I would have a bad day. I would start falling apart. And instead of going to God first, I wanted somebody else there. God's like, no, because sometimes that person couldn't give me what I was seeking. And you know what happened? That made it worse, to the point where it happened so many times. I ended up being in this for an extended period of time. And that's really when my life started to just not fall apart, but it was close enough. All of these things, lower vibrational things, negative things started happening in my life because I was seeking, and then I'd get disappointed over and over and over again. For what? But I was holding on to these people, even though they weren't serving me, they weren't for my highest good. And God said, no, Jess, you need to pull away from these people. I'm going to make you go through this heartbreak to make you better appreciate what who you are as a person and what true love really is. That is the whole point. That healing helps you to appreciate more about life, about love, about yourself. And this is the energy of the Empress. This is Venus incarnate. This is you with this healing. It helps you to understand your worth. She doesn't need to be validated by anybody. She understands the law of attraction. She's so freaking high vibrational that she attracts abundance like no one has ever seen. She attracts harmonious relationships. She has the Emperor with her as her counterpart, and they rule the world together, right? You can't rule the world with someone if you are in this state. Does this match? It doesn't match, does it? Do you see a lot of people like this who are living abundant lives? I'm not sure. Sometimes it's the other way around, because some people, you know, while they may look wealthy and all happy, they're really feeling like this, right? God wants you to step into this power, to step more into your divine feminine energy, whether you're male or female, okay? This is about creating, birthing things into the world. This heartbreak is not going to get you anywhere, Capricorn. It won't do you any good because it's low vibrational energy. You can't create if your heart is always undergoing this pain, sorrow, and suffering. We have to embody this. The higher your vibration gets, the more beautiful, wonderful things you attract. This is also understanding your own true beauty, all right? Maybe somebody, you know, you were seeking validation from them and they keep breaking your heart. That's because they haven't healed either. They don't have this Empress energy within them. They're not, their feminine energy is way too low on the meter. Think about that one. If you keep running into people or jobs or things where it causes this, it's probably because whatever you're dealing with is in this energy too. And like attracts like. You are Three of Swords, you're going to attract Three of Swords people, Three of Swords jobs. That's how it works. A lot of the energy surrounding you, Capricorn, are apparently not in this Empress energy, which is why, as part of your focus, you need to step into this to attract. Stop attracting this. You need to heal this first. Her heart chakra is completely healed, okay? This is great healing. The Empress has healed from a lot. She's the embodiment of all four queens. But all four queens had to go through some shit to get to their queen level. And then when you are balanced out like that and you have achieved Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Wands levels, you put them all into one, that alchemical balance, and then you have this. And then she is able to manifest at a rapid rate. She manifests anything that her heart desires. Yet if her heart is broken, she's going to manifest exactly that. Whatever is in alignment with Three of Swords. But she knows better because she is the Empress. That's why some of you need to embody this. You need to step into this energy. And 3, expansion, exploration, creation. You need to expand your horizons. You need to start exploring the world more, but exploring the world in a sense where you're not seeking validation. You're not looking for love. The love has to come to you. The love comes to her, but she understands what unconditional love is because she went through the ringer. She went through a whole bunch of healing, and she understood that unconditional love heals all things. And then she has this amazing life. This beautiful life. Not only that, she's beautiful. Like, she's exuding this beauty because her inner self is incredibly attractive. Kind of like Queen of Wands. It's charisma. It's coming out of her with the Queen of Wands. The abundance with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Swords with the intellect, the law of attraction. She gets that divine guidance and she makes that plan. She communicates it. She's wise because of what she went through. And then with the Queen of Cups, unconditional love, going with the flow, trusting your intuition and listening to it. You see how all of that is in her, and she lives this amazing life, and she doesn't really have to lift a finger to do it. She does her part, but she knows how to co-create with the universe. She expanded her horizons, but she also did so in a sense because she knew there was more out there for her, and she didn't need the world to validate her at all. She's so self-confident. She's so in her element that she doesn't have to get anything from anybody. No one has to tell her how beautiful she is because she already knows it. No one has to tell her how smart she is because she already knows it. She doesn't chase, she attracts. And her heart chakra is completely healed. And because she's got that, she attracts her heart's desires. Anything that she wishes, she manifests. What is it that Capricorn needs to avoid for this week? Please and thank you. Thank you very much. And here's the Queen of Swords we have here. The Queen of Bats is the Queen of Swords. We have a lot of air energy, guys. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or maybe you have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your chart. But this is about being overly logical. Well, people have this life because they've done this, and that. That's what the world said to do. It's like you're following a rule book. And it's like making calculated moves. I have to do this specifically. But where's your heart in this? Where's, again, with the clairvoyance, your gut is telling you something else, Capricorn, for some of you, on what it is you need to do. But others of you, it's like there's too much logic into this. It's like you're trying to make these calculated strategic moves to try to keep something. Maybe there's something here with you, maybe with a counterpart or some connection. You always want to maintain communication with them because you're fearing that they're going to disappear or you're going to lose them if you don't communicate with them all the time. Yet when you do, you say something to them. Maybe you do speak your truth, but then it backfires on you and it's disappointing because they keep breaking your heart. You could even be dealing with a boss who is the Queen of Bats, who's the Queen of Swords, who's overly logical. And then they tell you, well, I feel this. No, well, where's the proof? I need data. That's not logical, so we're not going to go with your idea. Something like that. There's somebody here where you're dealing with a boss. Could be a female boss, could be a female air sign who, it doesn't have to be though, but it can be. There might be a boss here who's all about the logic. Sorry, guys, my chair's too close to the table. It's all about the logic. But your gut's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. No, but I need the proof. I need the data. Where's the data? But your gut is like, apparently for some of you with a job, guys, your gut is always right. But then a boss or somebody at your job is like, they're not listening to you because they want the data. They want the proof. They want something tangible, I'm hearing. And that's causing you a lot of disappointment. But some of you might be holding on to this job because it pays well, or because you're afraid to go venture out and to do something else. Or maybe you want to start your own business and you're afraid to do that because you're not sure if it's going to be successful. Something like that. There's somebody here dealing with that. And yeah, others of you, you may be continuing to be hurt by an air sign or somebody with this energy because somebody is cold-hearted. You might be cold-hearted, Capricorn. This is also about not listening to that divine guidance. She has head heart balance. The shadow side of her, she does not listen to her intuition whatsoever. If she is all up in her head, this is the shadow side of her. She is the least emotional of the queens, but she knows when to tap into that situation, into her intuition. Some of you aren't doing that at all. With the clairvoyance card here, this is calling you to tap more into your intuition, to have the head-heart balance, have your heart communicate with your mind. Not just thinking everything with the mind, not just being overly logical, where it's supposed to work this way. That's what society says. That's why society has kind of gone off the wayside. Not many people are trusting in God. They're not trusting in their intuition. They're following the leader. And the leader so happens to be someone who is kind of like this energy. Because people are afraid to stop following and start leading. When God wants you to start leading, following your own path. She follows her path of truth all the time. She also doesn't make excuses at all. She doesn't try to find justification, validation from others. She's very wise because of the hard knocks that she's been through in life. She knows that what she went through was for a reason. It was for her to become the Queen of Swords, for one, to rule. She gained a lot of wisdom. This is a very wise, intelligent individual. But she also has that head-heart balance. She knows when to cut things out of her life. Some of you are afraid, you're holding on so tightly because you're afraid of losing something. You're afraid to cut people, jobs, things out of your life because you've been so attached to them. You've been so comfortable. It's time to cut those out, Capricorn. If you're feeling very low vibrational, it's because you haven't cut the cords. The only way you're going to have more color in your world and feel more vibrant and free is when you cut shit out that doesn't serve you. She does this all the time, and she uses discernment. She knows what's for her highest good and what isn't. She knows better now because of all of the life's experiences that she went through. It's easy for her to cut things out. She doesn't get attached to things. She doesn't hold on to things. She knows, nope, it's not for me. Out with his head. Off with his head, sorry. All right. So there's something here. Again, Capricorn, you got to start cutting things out of your life. Your gut already knows. You see a lot of things. You got to trust in that intuition. This is also about maybe you're not hearing communication from somebody and it's disappointing because maybe you do most of the talking, the person doesn't reach back or something like that. Let that go. Let it go. Somebody probably doesn't want to admit to something, just like you probably don't want to admit something to you either. She doesn't hide the truth. She lives in her truth. And the shadow side, she hides the truth. She's not honest. Okay? We don't want to be in that energy. The bottom of the deck is the Star card. Losing faith, losing hope, lack of faith, lack of hope, lack of inspiration. Healing. These life's experiences are here to help you heal. It's pretty much what I was talking about, right? We gain strength when we deal with this type of energy. She becomes mentally strong. Because every time she went through Three of Swords, she learned a lesson. And it made her stronger. And it made her stronger. And it made her stronger. Especially with the mind. She wasn't giving in so much to her emotions. She wasn't allowing herself to be clingy and to hang on for dear life to something when she knew that it wasn't for her highest good. She learned so much through heartbreak. And now she's wiser and mentally stronger because of it. To the point where she's gotten to the Queen of Swords. She doesn't allow that to happen in her life anymore. She knows better. So this is about not really seeing the light in this, Capricorn, that this healing brings freedom. It brings a sense of peace. It helps you to understand what forgiveness really is. It helps you to understand what unconditional love really is. And all of that ties into this healing, this rejuvenation, this renewal from the Star card. That's why you have to undergo through this healing, because it's going to help you become wiser. You learn from the hard knocks in life. You learn from the disappointments and the heartbreaks and the sorrow and the loss, so that you don't have to deal with this. And yes, you could have a loss, like, you lose a family member or something, or a pet. Sure, you can get into Three of Swords, but it won't consume your life, because I have seen people, I know people, like, let's say somebody's pet passed away. She was so down in the dumps, and I mean for years, guys. She wasn't mentally strong. She was so attached to that pet. She ended up getting sicker. More sick. Her health was tanking. She didn't know how to deal with it. She wasn't mentally strong to deal with it. She could grieve, right? Because this is about grief. She could grieve. She could cry for a certain period of time, but she stayed in it for years, and everything started to fall apart for her. She just lost all inspiration because her pet was everything to her. It's like all she had was the pet. And look what happened. Now it's been what, 6 years since the pet passed away. It was a cat. And she now, even when I talk to her, I see this. She's so unhappy. I don't want that for you guys. And it doesn't even have to deal with the pet. They're telling me the story for a reason. But I'm telling you, this person that I know, and I know this person for all of my life. Like literally 41 years. She was there. She was friends of my parents before I was born. She's in this most of the time, and it's kind of heartbreaking, But that's why, you guys are being called to not get to that point in your lives. There's so much more out there in this world than this Three of Swords energy. We have to learn and grow from that. Let's see why the Three of Bats is here. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for our highest good. Why is the Three of Bats here? What is this Three of Swords about? Spirit guides and angels, please and thank you. Oh my gosh, if I see the Three of Swords again. Okay, good. I saw it in my mind's eye. I'm like, Spirit, no. We have Seven of Pentacles. Time heals all wounds. We don't want to rush the healing process. You need to take as much time as you need, Capricorn. But you need to take those steps to get there. You need to start doing things to raise your vibration. You have to start thanking God more for these experiences. And let me tell you, when I started to really analyze the relationships that I was in, the jobs I was in, the people that I've encountered, because I dealt with a lot of this in my life. When I really analyzed everything that I went through, it was a lesson for me to learn. And I was like, oh, it was to prepare me for this. It was to prepare me for that. And God was having those things happen to remove things from me. I had a lot more like these disappointments as opposed to heartbreak, because honestly, I did not have a lot of romantic relationships growing up. I didn't. And then I was married for 10 years and that was that, right? So I didn't deal with so much heartbreak. I dealt with a lot of disappointment. When I would excel at a job and people would try to sabotage my work or try to make me look bad or whatever it was, or I did all this stuff for people and, friends and family or whatever it was, significant others, and, I wouldn't get the same in return, and, just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And I said, what am I doing? But then I realized when I started to realize why I was allowing myself for that type of Three of Swords energy to continue, and I nipped that in the bud, I started to realize it was for my own personal growth. I started to learn better from those situations to plant better seeds that were going to grow fruit, not weeds, right? A whole field of pentacle trees when I look at this card. I would jump from one relationship to the other, and I didn't heal from the other one. I was still heartbroken and disappointed, and I was like, nope, I was codependent, and I went to the other one because I needed to feel validated. I didn't want to feel alone. I didn't want to, I needed somebody to be there again. And then with the romance part of it, no. And then that would work out. And God was trying to teach me a lesson. Jess, you need to heal from this. Don't jump into another relationship just because your heart was broken. You can't, I was attracting more heartbreak because I didn't heal. God wants that to stop. So many people are continuing to do this, and it needs to stop. It's lowering the vibration of the planet. Even with jobs, when we are like disappointed, it's like our heart just doesn't feel like it's in it. But we stay there because either we've been in that job for years, or it's bringing good money, but it's not bringing us happiness. Why are we holding on to that? That makes no sense. Why are we holding on to the devil when we should be holding on to God? The time is important, greatly important when it comes to healing the heart. We don't want to rush it. It's like me. It took me a while for my heart chakra to completely clear. It took years, guys. It took years. And it doesn't matter that I'm 41 now and I am single. It does not, because I know at the end of the day, God is waiting for that perfect time for everything to fall into place in my life, especially with regards to my divine counterpart. And I continue to maintain my high vibration. I continue to do, to grow every day. Little by little, there are little things that my skills will augment. I will learn better from other experiences, and what I'm also doing, reevaluating my life so that it becomes more prosperous and more abundant. This is about reevaluating what seeds you are planting. If you're realizing every time you plant a seed and this Three of Swords grows, there's something you need to change, Capricorn. Everything happens in divine timing, and a lot of people don't like that, and I didn't either. But you know what? It's amazing to know that as these days go by, remember, time doesn't really exist. It doesn't. We are on soul time, not human time. God knows when is the right time for everything. Even in nature, the trees know when to bloom after winter passes. The animals know when to, procreate. The flowers know when to bloom. It's all in a cycle. It's all in divine timing, and nobody forces it. The tree isn't forcing the apples to grow. The tree isn't forcing the leaves to grow, the flowers to bloom. The animals aren't forcing to have their babies out of cycle. You see what I mean? They all know. Why? Because God tells them. God controls all of it. Because God knows exactly how everything is supposed to work in harmony. It's all about balance and harmony, guys. That's why divine timing is so important. That's why we have to allow God to just let things be as they may. We have to go with the flow. You need to keep going with this healing. It'll take some time. Don't do what I did when I kept trying to avoid that. And I knew what I was doing. That's why when I met my divine counterpart and I had that tower moment with him that 1 year, and God said, just enough is enough. That's why God comes in. And some of you might keep getting tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. That's because you're not learning your lesson. You have to take that time to heal and focus on yourself, becoming that Empress. And look, we had the Nine of Cups. Your emotional fulfillment. There's only one person here. You don't have a partner in this picture. You find this type of energy, this bliss, this joy, contentment on your own. And you're not seeking it from anybody else. Not a job, not a friendship, not a romantic relationship. He did this on his own. Living the good life on your own. He's appreciative of all these 9 cups that he has. He's not worried about what he doesn't have. He created this life for himself because he did a lot of healing. And he took that time to get to the 9 of Pentacles. He started acquiring more cups. He started filling up those cups with high vibrational things. And now he's living the good life. He's completely content. This is also about wishes coming true. You need to allow that tree to grow, for you to grow, and to not rush it, because the trees don't rush in growing. The fruit doesn't come on the tree right after you plant the seed. It's not how it works. You have to be patient. You also have to enjoy life in the process. Again, enjoy that progress that you're making, because it is slow. That's earth energy right there. Take the time to grow. Take the time to heal. The longer you heal, the stronger you become, the more you grow. And the more you know, the wiser you get with the Queen of Swords. You see how all of this flows together? You don't want to go back to attracting this all the time. It's like a never-ending loop. And then you will continue to block the abundance that the Empress has, that she's always attracting. The amazing life that she is living. Let me do it this way. We're going to see what, oh, I'm sorry. Spirit's like, hold up, don't do those yet. We're going to do your spirit guidance. Thank you, Spirit. All right, what guidance do we have for Capricorn? What's going on with the shuffling today? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian experience. Please reveal to us for our highest good. What is the guidance for Capricorn for this week? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Thank you very much. Yes, that's also 7 of Pentacles, perseverance. Keep going. What was I saying? It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. This is very interesting because the ending goes a little bit against at least what I follow. So this is what I will tell you guys. Yes, I did say with the crying, right? And just being downhearted and whatever, you can feel into that. That's part of the purging process, okay? It says complain if it makes the job easier. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, complaining, that means that ties into victimhood energy. And that attracts low vibrational things. But it's your free will. So this is a guidance card. But it's more about perseverance, right? To keep going. Like I said, the Seven of Pentacles is also about perseverance. Take the time. Just keep pushing through. And yes, you cannot live on just inspirational quotes alone. That is true. You have to put in the work. Seven of Pentacles is putting in the work, but taking the time, letting things flow. Because it takes time for that Tree of Pentacles to finish growing, to grow those pentacles on there. You can do some of this. Complain, grunt, cry, but here's the key. You have to keep pushing through. I've gone through this too. Even after I achieved union with self and I was living my Dharma, some things start coming in. It's like a test. God's trying to test our strength. It's like, okay, Jess, you have gotten to the top of the mountain. Now I'm going to see if you're going to stay there when I try to knock you off. When something tries to knock you off, when the devil tries to knock me off, I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes it gets hard. But because I got to this mental strength, this queenness of this Queen of Swords, this Queen of Bats, I might cry a little bit. I might complain a little bit. But I only do that for like 5 minutes or so. I keep going. Because I know better. Just like the Queen of Swords does. I know better now because I learned from my life experiences. And I keep pushing through. The bottom of the deck is, what is this? Clarity? Stopping to listen to my inner self. I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage for compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. See? Clarity? What was I talking about? Head, heart balance? Separate my intuition from my mental chatter. Now, I did say about having your heart speak to your mind. You do have to have that too. But here's the thing. When you separate this, though, if you're already having that mental chatter, you're focusing too much on your mind, what's going on in your mind, right? The logical part of this, your mindset with the Queen of Swords and the shadow sense. That's why I was saying you have to listen more to your heart. Your heart is your internal GPS system. That is the guidance from God that's being given to you. Don't overthink too many things. Don't put too much logic into this. All right. Now we're going to do your love reading. The mini love portion of this. All right. What is coming to Capricorn with regards to love, spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. What did I say about having faith? Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise, invitation, or meeting, hesitation. Yep. Some of you, I was talking about love. Have faith. The love will come when your heart has been healed. It's exactly what I had to learn, and I had to learn it the hard way. That's why I'm teaching you guys. Don't do what I did. Focus on your healing. I said healing the heart chakra is a gateway to everything. When your heart chakra is completely clear, it is ready to receive and give unconditional love. We will not have that unconditional love. We won't have that love of a lifetime if it is still blocked, even if it has like a little piece in there that has Three of Swords energy in it. All right. Don't hesitate. If you need to let go of somebody, let go. If they're causing Three of Swords, that is not an alignment with true love. It's just not. All right? Have that faith. Continue to do the healing. I'm telling you, the heart chakra completely heals. Watch what comes into your life with regards to love. Look, the bottom of the deck is addiction. What did I say? Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has, what does that say? Has a block, restraint. See? Can't make it up. No more codependencies, no more obsessions, no more trying to possess something. Like, that's why you're holding on to this. It's because you're trying to control the situation. You're trying to control your love life because you're codependent on love for some of you. There's a block. Your person also has a block. Your person that you're attracting is also codependent. That's why I was saying you're in this. You continue to attract the person who's going through the same stuff. Codependencies are low vibrational energy. We cannot be codependent on each other when it comes to love. Why I told you my story. That is not unconditional love. That is not true love. Codependency is not true love, guys. It's not. We have to let go of that. That is blocking us. When we are codependent, is blocking us from that true love of coming in, on top of the abundance that comes with that. Don't try to control this. Just go with the flow. But it's about healing your heart first, completely. Let's do your wellness tip of the week with these daily crystal inspiration cards. Let me do it this way. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for our highest good. What wellness tip do we have for Capricorn for this week? Please and thank you. These have, I'm going to show you the affirmation that you're going to be repeating on a daily basis for at least this week, or for wherever you feel like you need to continue saying them, okay? For some of you, whatever affirmation or affirmations come out, they want that to come out. Keep saying that until you actually believe it. Oh, look, appetite. Get out of your comfort zone. I said that at the beginning of the reading. Wow. The bottom of the deck is open the door. Golden healer quartz. See, even healing is showing up in this card. Open the door to healing, guys. Healing. It's all about healing. It's get out of the comfort zone. You guys, a lot of you are used to being in these relationships thinking that you heal with this person. You become a much more stronger individual when you heal on your own, because of what everything else I said in the reading. Burst through your bubble, okay? Don't let your routine hold you back from challenging yourself. When was the last time you did something for the first time? What inspires you? Your affirmation for the week is, I am capable of new and surprising things. Say this 3 times every day for as long as you need. Today, Try something different to get inspired about life. You might plan a trip, try a new recipe, or buy a book by an author you've never heard of. Do something different. Just watch. Your energies are going to shift. It's like you're going to get excited about things. Who knows? Maybe you'll come up with a new hobby, or you'll get so immersed in a book, you are not going to worry about Three of Swords. You see? Do something new. Step out of your comfort zone. And usually when you do that, you start finding other things about yourself that you did not even know. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian series. Please reveal to us for our highest good. How would you like to close out Capricorn's reading? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Thank you very much. Wow. I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. That's why you were brought here. Guidance from here, guidance from other videos you watch, guidance from what God gives you directly. It's time to start following that guidance. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. There's faith again, guys. I was talking about you're losing faith. You got to have that faith. It's hard. Trust me. I'm not going to lie. The unwavering faith is hard to maintain. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me again, guys. Love is coming. Have the faith. It's like it's really trying to drill into your brain, guys. The Seven of Pentacles, patience. Everything happens in its own time, guys. I already talked about how the universe, how nature works with that stuff. God knows what he is doing. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Look, faith again. Again. That's a big theme in this. Have faith, guys. The love is coming. Have faith. Your life will turn around when you focus on your healing. Okay? All right, guys, if you would like a personal reading with me, go ahead and check out the description box below for information on that, or go to capellawellness.com. Check out my service suite, or you could check out the packages that I offer where you get bonus readings and you save a good amount of money if you want to get multiple readings. Okay, that concludes your weekly reading, Capricorn. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and illuminating that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today. And always, I send you so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness. Starry out.